Promoter Eddie Hearn claims that Anthony Joshua has sold over 80,000 tickets for the Povetkin fight. Joshua Povetkin, stay tuned. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Now, shout out to the Boxing Voice, link in the description. They conducted an interview, shout out to my guy Ness, with Eddie Hearn. And Eddie Hearn said some very interesting things. Obviously, some Joshua questions. The biggest star on Matchroom came up, and Ness was asking some good questions to him, saying, "Hey, do you feel any type of way about the public perception of Anthony Joshua?" And he says Anthony Joshua posted a picture with his two sparring partners after a workout, and you can go through the comments. He said, "I would love to go through the comments with you." And the reception is not that great. And you can see Eddie Hearn like making faces and mannerisms as he was talking, like he couldn't wait to kind of cut him off to respond. And in my opinion, Eddie Hearn tried to minimize it. He says Joshua's a national icon. He's a national star, which we know in the UK. And he also said that Joshua sold 80,000 tickets to the Povetkin fight. Obviously, Povetkin's from Russia. Joshua's from the UK. And he says the ticket sales are doing great. Believe me when I tell you this, he's a national icon. And he completely tried to minimize the comments, and he relegated it. He said something to the effect of, you can't look at Joshua's profile in a microcosm of 200 comments. He says if you look at that, people who just want to gripe and get on Instagram, and you look at 200 comments, then you live in a very small bubble, a very small world. So I looked right after the interview. The post has 251K, over 251,000 likes, and it's over 1,000 comments. And my thing is this. You're not going to be able to, not with Ego's Army and new media around, you can't try to box the fans in and make it seem like Instagram or any popular social platform, Facebook, Instagram, especially Instagram, because Instagram I think is still kind of hip. Like Facebook, me personally, I can't speak for everyone. Me personally, I kind of use the Facebook for the family. I don't really go in on my job and really talk boxing on there. But Instagram and YouTube and Twitter, I would say I do. I have a Facebook like page, but I don't keep it up as much as Instagram. My Instagram's popping, 80,000 people, almost 70,000, something like that. And the thing is, you're not going to be able to relegate boxing fans to act like they're just a couple disgruntled boxing fans and Yanks and shit like that. That's not how it works, because I'm not as big as Joshua. I'm not the celebrity and like the fighter. But when I go to fights and cover fights, people show mad love. And some people didn't even know I had a YouTube. They were like, "Man, I love your page, your Instagram, hilarious. Oh, great Instagram." So where do you think these fans that are filling seats, you think none of the fans have Instagrams? So, I just think Eddie Hearn, was being put his promoter hat, and he's being dismissive and acting like the comments you read, you can't really go by that. But it's not just Instagram. Go to Twitter. You go to YouTube videos that are being made about Joshua and read the comments. You're not going to relegate the boxing fans and the boxing fan opinions to just a couple hundred disgruntled people, and that's not a real world scenario, because these are true to life people. Like let's say Donald Trump's presidency, all the shit's going on, and attorneys getting pleading guilty and all this. The people who are expressing concern and disinterest in Donald Trump, a lot of them are Americans. The people I see on Twitter, the people that aren't happy. You get what I'm saying? So you can't just say it's a couple people online that are angry. And he's just very dismissive, trying to make it like this is American fans and people being impatient. But it's not being impatient. I told you guys, I have a video, no bullshit, from 2 years ago where Wilder called out Anthony Joshua, still on YouTube, that I made. And Wilder said, let's make sooner now, not later, because Joshua said something like, oh, we could fight and later it'll be a big fight. This is 2 years ago. So a lot of people got it twisted. This Joshua Wilder situation is not going anywhere anytime soon, and it's not new. Just because it heated up, with the negotiations this year, the failed negotiations, doesn't mean that this is new. You know what I mean? I would say after Wilder knocked out Stavern in the rematch, and after, Joshua fought they fought back-to-back months, like October, November, or whatever. And after Joshua fought in October, beat Takam, and Wilder knocked out Stavern brutally in November. Then Wilder came back and beat Luis King Kong Ortiz. And Joshua fought that same month against Joseph Parker and unified. Obviously, it started to boil over. Like, people were like, man, we ready for this right now. Plus, Eddie Hearn said after the Takam fight last year, so last October, when Joshua fought Takam, I have the audio. I have the tape. Post-fight, Eddie Hearn says Joshua he wants to make the best fights. Next year, we're doing 3 fights for AJ. He said Joseph Parker, Deontay Wilder, and Tyson Fury. And guess what? Now AJ, all of a sudden, is only fighting twice. And the 2 people you listed, aside from Parker, the other 2 people you listed are fighting each other, and Joshua's not fighting neither. So the public perception that Ness was talking about is absolutely true. And this is not just a couple, impatient fans. But you guys listen to the interview. I want to, Eddie, I want to see Eddie start showing some receipts. You know what I mean? Because 80,000 seats, I know the UK fans are phenomenal. Great fans, great fan base. Less sports to compete with. They don't have like NBA and MLB and NFL and stuff like that. But I want to start seeing receipts, you know what I'm saying? Because 80,000, I ain't heard nobody talking about it. And I have a fan base. I look at my YouTube analytics often. I have fans in the UK. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. I want to see 80,000 people sold right now, because I checked on the tickets and it looked like there was a variety of seats and everything open. But we're going to see. It's a dangerous fight. Eddie Hearn, being a promoter, trying to build up AJ. He says AJ is so focused. He has top sparring, and he also has tunnel vision right now. So allegedly, I don't know. I just can't believe a lot of what Eddie Hearn is saying, especially as it relates to, if it's another fighter, maybe, but as far as AJ, I just can't believe a lot of what he's saying. He said that AJ had no knowledge. He didn't know what happened with Billy Joe Saunders and Deontay Wilder because he's so focused on Povetkin. He's lean. He's, having good sparring, getting good work, and he didn't know about the chicken incident. The UK is not that big. I would be, unless he's in some kind of private sector fortress, I highly doubt he had no knowledge of what happened with Billy Joe Saunders throwing a chicken and running, because that was viral news. Everybody was talking about it. So I get it. It makes him sound like he's so locked in, and we're going to see, because Povetkin's a good fighter. We'll see how locked in he is. But, tunnel vision where you didn't hear about something happening with probably your number one nemesis right now, the guy that everyone wants to see you fight. I don't believe when Eddie Hearn is saying that at all. He said he talked to Joshua, and Joshua was like, oh, really? That happened? What? Because I've been in other things. You're not going to play me. I've been in all types of gyms. Virgil Hunter gym, Mayweather gym, Wild Card gym. I've been in all these gyms, right? And sometimes it would be like the star. I've been in Terrence Crawford's gym. I've been in the one Gleason's in New York. All these gyms working. And no matter what's going on, if it's a media day, whatever it is, if it's just somebody sparring that particular day, people talk, and that's what it is. So I have to take what he's saying regarding Joshua with a grain of salt. The 80,000, I want to see that. I want to see, because the other thing with the 80,000, I ain't heard that's good. Povetkin and Joshua, if it sold 80,000, then why haven't we heard? I ain't heard one, and I'm not talking about. I don't care if any article comes out after this video. I'm talking about up to this point, at the time of me recording the video, I have not seen one single solitary report or article from anybody, from any of the major boxing websites, that was quoting that. It was almost breaking news, him telling Boxing Voice, because I ain't heard that, and nor has that been the reception. I think Wilder Fury has totally outshined and upstaged Joshua Povetkin, and again, I have not seen one article that suggested that tickets were sold out, almost sold out, selling like hotcakes, or anything. So, Eddie Hearn, like I said, he's it sounds like to me damage control, because he knows the reality of the situation, and he knows that AJ is a good fighter, but people aren't feeling the moves that have been made, And then he starts saying some other things in this particular interview that didn't really quite sit well with me as a fan. He said something to the effect of Wilder Fury, it's a good fight, but he tried to make it like Joshua didn't know anything about Wilder Fury. He hasn't been keeping up with it. And he also said that he might fight Wilder next. He has to fight Wilder next. And then he said Dillian White. Listen, Joshua can't keep fighting this. And then he kind of went back to say Joshua has to fight Wilder next. Listen, I like Dillian White. I think he's a good fighter, but Joshua already beat him fair and square, knocked him out. That rematch is not going anywhere. It's always going to be, even if Joshua got knocked out by Wilder, you could still make money with AJ versus Dillian White, because then they both will have a knockout loss on their resume. You know what I mean? So if I'm trying to warn y'all, because a lot of you guys, a lot of these channels and stuff, they don't like to foreshadow. They like to just make videos and then they end up looking dumb when nothing they say is corroborated. I'm telling you, if Anthony Joshua does not fight Fury versus Wilder winner in April, especially if it's Wilder, just because that's the fight that could have been made this year, it's going to be even worse for Joshua. People aren't going to just accept this. This is not going away. This is like herpes. Once you get it, you stuck with it. And your name is now locked and synonymous with Deontay Wilder until otherwise proven, until he loses his belt or one of y'all loses or something. And it's going to be very embarrassing if Povetkin beats AJ. So I hope he is training with this immense focus and keen senses and tunnel vision and stuff that Eddie Hearn is saying, because it'll be another, boxing dramatic, boxing tragic story about like a mega fight where all these guys could have been reaping all the benefits of their hard work and working hard since they were children, started boxing late and all this stuff. And they could have made all this money together, entertained the fans, did what was right by the fans. And if anybody gets upset, if it's Wilder losing to Fury, if it's AJ losing to Povetkin, it's just going to be very disappointing for fans. But according to Eddie Hearn, Joshua Povetkin has sold 80,000. I honestly haven't heard any of that. I haven't seen any reports about that. I haven't seen any articles or like interviews or anything that would suggest that. But according to Eddie Hearn, that's the case. And he doesn't feel that AJ has taken a hit in the PR department or the profile department. Interview is in the description. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, Ego, signing off.